It begins with a smell, a putrid, suffocating odor that clings to the air like an uninvited guest, slowly creeping into the senses of everyone nearby. On a seemingly routine night in Essex, Maryland, the stage is set for one of the most chilling and shocking criminal cases that will leave everyone, police officers, the community, and viewers, reeling in disbelief. A simple traffic stop, an ordinary evening, soon unravels into a nightmare that will shake the very foundation of justice itself. You've seen crime stories before, but you haven't seen anything like this. This one is different, this one is real. Stay with me as we dive deep into the twisted journey of a woman's deception, two children's horrific fate, and a tale that will leave you questioning how far someone will go to hide their darkest secrets. It was late in the evening, just after 11 p.m. on July 28, 2021, when Officer James Rivera, a seasoned member of the Baltimore County Police Department, initiated a routine traffic stop. It's a typical part of his shift, but tonight, everything is about to change. As Officer Rivera approaches the vehicle, a sinking feeling takes over. The moment he opens the door, he is hit by a foul, unexplainable stench, something worse than any smell he has ever encountered. It's not the smell of fast food, dirty clothes, or even stale cigarettes. This smell is different. It's heavy, thick, and it wraps itself around you like a cloud, forcing its presence into your lungs. Something's wrong. His partner, Officer Sarah Thompson, steps forward, a slight frown on her face. Both officers exchange a brief glance. Something is off. "What is that smell?" Officer Thompson mutters, but her words hang in the air, unanswered. Nicole Michelle Johnson, the driver of the vehicle, seems unfazed. She's young, in her early 30s, with a strained look in her eyes, but nothing that would give away the horrors lurking beneath the surface. Sitting next to her is a woman she refers to as BB, who remains eerily quiet. Officer Rivera tries to keep things cordial, asking for identification and registration. The usual questions, the usual procedures. But this stop is about to veer far from routine. As the officers walk back to their cruiser, something catches Rivera's attention. There's something unsettling about this car. The information doesn't add up. The vehicle is unregistered. The tags are fake. There's no driver's license on record for Nicole. And now the smell. The smell has become unbearable. What is going on inside this car? He decides to take action. The car will be towed, and an inventory search will be conducted. Nicole, visibly anxious but still composed, protests, but the officers insist. As protocol, they explain. The tension is palpable as she walks back to the car, unceremoniously opening the trunk. "Nicole?" Officer Rivera calls to her, his voice stern. "Come here." Nicole hesitates, but she walks back toward the officers. And that's when it happens. The trunk opens fully, revealing several large black trash bags, tightly packed inside. At first glance, it seems harmless. A cluttered trunk, filled with the kind of mess anyone might accumulate after living on the road. But as Nicole moves aside, the stench grows stronger. The officers are now standing at the threshold of something terrible, something they weren't prepared for. "I don't know what's in there, officer," Nicole says quickly, her voice shaky. "It's just a bunch of dirty blankets." But even as she speaks, Officer Rivera's face hardens. The smell is suffocating. It doesn't smell like blankets or dirty clothes. It smells like death. The officers exchange a glance. This is no ordinary traffic stop. They need to investigate further. Rivera grabs a knife and begins slicing through the layers of trash bags. The sound of the blade cutting through plastic is deafening. As the layers are peeled back, the horror beneath is slowly revealed. The smell is unbearable, the air thick with the foul scent of decay. And then there it is, a black suitcase. Inside, something is hidden away, waiting to be discovered. With trembling hands, Officer Rivera pulls at the suitcase's zipper. As the case opens, the contents spill out, and the world around him freezes. Inside the suitcase, wrapped in layers of blankets, lies the body of a young child. The discovery stops everything. The officers step back, their faces pale, their stomachs churning. They stand there, unable to comprehend what they've just found. Nicole, standing at a distance, looks on, her eyes wide with fear. She knows what she's done, but she's not ready to confess. Not yet. The officers radio for backup, but it's clear. This is not an ordinary case. The child's body is in an advanced state of decomposition. The bruises on the little body tell a story of abuse, years of neglect, and now, death. "You're not getting away from this, Nicole," Officer Rivera says, his voice cold, as he turns toward her. He can see the terror in her eyes, but it doesn't matter now. The truth is out. But as the officers process the discovery, they realize there is more to this than meets the eye. 2 children. The second one has yet to be found, but they can feel it in their gut. There is more. Nicole is placed under arrest, but the story is far from over. Back at the station, as investigators begin to dig into her past, a chilling truth begins to emerge. Nicole had been living with these children in her car, and they had been there for months. The child in the suitcase, Joshin, had been dead for over a year. But why? How had this happened? What had led to such a monstrous act? And then there is the other child, Larry, her nephew. What had happened to him? Nicole, though initially silent, begins to crack under pressure. The investigation continues, but Nicole's story changes with every question. She claims it was all an accident. She says she was frustrated with the children, that they were constantly getting into trouble. But as she speaks, her story unravels. Nicole admits that she had hit Joshin, slapped her in the face. She says the child fell, hit her head, and just didn't get up. "I didn't mean for it to happen," Nicole says, her voice breaking. "It was a mistake. I just lost control." But the more she speaks, the more the investigators see through her lies. There are too many holes in her story, too many inconsistencies. And when they ask her about Larry, her nephew, the truth begins to emerge. He too was dead. The same fate, the same neglect. Nicole's mother reaches out, trying to defend her daughter. She says she had tried to help Nicole, but it's clear that the damage has already been done. Months later, the case takes another devastating turn. Investigators, sifting through Nicole's belongings, discover something that seals the fate of the case. Buried beneath more bags, they find the remains of another child. A second body. This time it's Larry. His body, like Joshin's, had been kept in the trunk of the car, wrapped in blankets, left to rot. The children's bodies were so decayed that the exact cause of death couldn't be determined, but the evidence was clear. Neglect, abuse, and a tragic end to innocent lives. The investigators couldn't fathom the depth of cruelty that had led to such an outcome. Nicole is charged with 2 counts of first-degree child abuse resulting in death, first-degree child abuse involving severe physical injury, second-degree assault, neglect of a minor, failure to report the death of a minor, and unauthorized disposal of a body. She pleads guilty and the sentence is handed down, life in prison with all but 50 years suspended. But for the investigators, the emotional toll remains. No matter the conviction, nothing will bring back the 2 children who had suffered for so long. But as the case closes, one question lingers. How did Nicole get to this point? How did a woman, once a caretaker, fall so far into the depths of abuse and neglect? Nicole's chilling words echo in the minds of those who witnessed the horror. "You're going to see me on the news." And they did. But it wasn't the future she had imagined. It was a future of terror, a future where justice would catch up with her. Too late for the children she left behind. As Nicole sits in her cell, awaiting the long years of her sentence, new revelations begin to surface. Did Nicole act alone? Or was there someone else behind the scenes? Someone who knew more than they let on? A mysterious figure? A hidden accomplice? Stay tuned, because the truth might not be what you expect.